Let me try to demonstrate something for you if I can, guys. This is your typical September. You see the bar? That's September. That's what everyone's freaking out about. Not understanding that you want September to squat so that the most bullish period is up. You don't get big ups unless you get a squat first. You want September to squat. You want September to drop. This is what sets up the October, November, December exponential run. And I believe we 3X plus. That's right, 3X. Remember, guys, last cycle, Bitcoin 21X'd, 3Xing, I believe, into the end of the year. That puts Bitcoin over $300,000 a coin. That's right. That's my prediction, and I'm sticking to it. September, the gift that starts it all. I want to talk to you a little bit about September. My Bitcoiners and traders know that for virtually all financial markets, September is the weakest month of the year. Not every year. This is just a general overall statistic. Do you understand? So check this out, guys. Check this out. I need you to understand this. All right, this is important. Financial markets are very cyclical in nature. And when you understand generally what those cycles are, you can really dramatically and you can improve your timing for certain things by orders of magnitude. So let me give you an example and write these things down, guys. Just trust me, take notes on this. Statistically, the most bullish month of the year is May, April into May. That's the most bullish single month of the year. It actually starts in April and ends in May. Not every year, but statistically, that's the most bullish month of the year, May. Statistically, the most bearish month of the year for all financial markets is September. Write that down. So the biggest down month statistically is September. The sloppiest month, the biggest down month, September. The biggest up month, May. Now, let's do the 3-month period. The most bearish 3-month period, we're going back decade after decade until today, guys, this exists and it's reliable. The most bearish is July, August, September. It spills into some of August sometimes too. So it's like part of July into the early part of October. But it's 3 months, virtually every single year. And you know what's interesting? That the most bullish 3 months out of the year follows the most bearish 3 months out of the year, which should make sense. Down, then up, right? Down, then up, right? Down, then up. Squat, then leap. Pull back, then forward, right? That's the natural order of things, right? If you want to jump over a puddle, you step back, then you leap forward. If you want to jump up as high as you can, you leap, you squat down first, then you leap. You want to pull a bow and arrow and shoot it far? The further you pull it back, the further it goes forward once you release it. So July, August, September, what's next? October, November, December. The squat precedes the leap. And let me tell you something. Every freaking year, the news gets it wrong, even though this is so predictable. The news gets it wrong. They get thrown every single year. Your average market player out there on Twitter, X, gets it wrong. No one sees it. No one understands it. And they get shaken off and they get frustrated the most right into the bottom, September. They get frustrated into September. They give up in September. They go short in September. Are you freaking kidding me? Really? Do you understand this, guys? Do you understand the cycles now? 3-month sloppiness. September is down, creates the bottom, and then we're off to the races. Do you understand this? Now, a few of you tell me you understand this. It's freaking virtually every single year, and the world forgets. I don't want you to forget. Now, check this out. Where are we? We're at the end of September. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? We've got this thing. Do you understand what's next? Do you understand that it's now time to freaking rock, not time to freak out, not time to have doubts. It's time to freaking pile in. I am telling you, we are on the verge. We've got days to a couple of weeks at most where you're going to see, mark my words, save this spot, record my words. You're going to see one of the most epic runs in Bitcoin's freaking history. Do you know why I believe that the next few months will kick off one of Bitcoin's most major runs? Let me tell you why. Because all the other runs, as spectacular as they were, did not have a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve, did not have the president of the free world owning Bitcoin himself, 2.3 Bitcoin himself, and through his own country. Did not have the sons of the president of the free world being 1,000% in Bitcoin and owning one of the biggest Bitcoin mining firms in the world. Did not have banks now being approved to custody Bitcoin. Did not have Bitcoin spot, Bitcoin ETFs. Did not have the increase in the number of Bitcoin treasury companies, did not have regulatory security, did not have an accommodative SEC, did not have states adopting Bitcoin by the week, did not have other countries starting to come on board, did not have the Bitcoin mining industry exploding like this. I can go on and freaking on and on. All those big moves did not have these big things behind them. Did not have institutional sponsorship, did not have a permanent institutional bid in the market, did not have the growing global acceptance, did not have Wall Street on board, did not have pension funds on board. You have no idea what's right in front of you. Most of you don't. Because if you did, you would be working on 18xing your life over the next 4 years. You would be going to your spouse, your husband, your wife and sitting your family down and saying, listen, over the next 4 years, we're going to 18x everything we've ever done. And this is how we're going to do it. That's what you would be doing. You wouldn't lift your head up for a second for 4 straight years. You would be on the grind if you really knew. If you knew what was coming by 2030, you would dedicate your life to this. If you really saw the writing on the wall, there would be no question. There would be no doubt. If you knew the math that I explained to you today, every 4 years, the supply gets cut in half. Every 4 years, the demand is up by orders of magnitude. Shrinking supply, orders of magnitude more demand, price through the roof. Dollars down, guaranteed Bitcoin's up. Guaranteed money printer go burr. If you understood that there was no way to lose, if you understood that this is the only guarantee we have in life, and we should consider ourselves blessed beyond all others for being alive at this time and being able to grab the bull by the horns before it's too late. You don't understand. If you're not doing those things, you don't understand. You still believe the lie. You still believe bonds. You still believe houses, real estate, even though I showed you 515 to 105 to 3.7. Even though I showed you that, you still believe real estate. You still believe bonds are safe. Oh, Oliver, bonds are safe. You still believe it. 16 years in your face, destroying everything that human beings have ever held dear, destroying the equity market, destroying the bond market, destroying the real estate market, destroying the gold market, destroying everything on planet Earth, everything that human beings have ever created, everything that human beings have ever worshiped, ever held dear. Bitcoin destroys it, everything. 16 years in your face, and you still, but Oliver, you don't see it. Obinda, I just picked 20, is asking me why 2030. I just picked 2030 out of a hat. But let me try to demonstrate something for you if I can, guys. This is your typical September. You see the bar? That's September. That's what everyone's freaking out about. Not understanding that you want September to squat so that the most bullish period is up. You don't get big ups unless you get a squat first. You want September to squat. You want September to drop. This is what sets up the October, November, December exponential run. And I believe we 3x plus. That's right, 3x. Remember, guys, last cycle, Bitcoin 21x'd, 3xing, I believe, into the end of the year. That puts Bitcoin over $300,000 a coin. That's right. That's my prediction, and I'm sticking to it. But even if I'm wrong, I will be directionally correct. You don't have to be right with the specific number as long as you get the direction right. And I am telling you, the direction is up. Now, every single 4 years, Bitcoin adds a zero. Listen to me carefully, people. Every 4 years, Bitcoin adds a zero. So when I got into Bitcoin, Bitcoin added the zero to 10,000. So it went from 1,000, which I did not participate in this epoch. I got in on the epoch that Bitcoin achieved the next zero. It added a zero and achieved 10,000. And then this cycle, this is the epoch that we are in right now, it added another zero. These are 4-year cycles. So in this 4-year cycle, it added 100,000. It added another zero. See, the zeros add every 4 years. So this is 2020, this is 2024, and this is 2016. Now we have 2028. Now, you tell me, you had 2012, 100. Now, 2028, I know you know it. I just want to see it. Fill it in. Fill in 2028. I showed you 2012, 2016, 2020, 2024, which we just achieved. What's 2028? What's the number? That's right. Now, guys, that's a 10x. Do you understand? That's a 10x. But remember, it doesn't stop there. It keeps going, so it's going to be more than a 10x. It doesn't stop there. Like Bitcoin's not stopping at 100. It's going way higher than 100. But I just want you to understand the math behind it. Every 4 years, we add a zero. That's not going to stop. All right? Now, check this out. Smoke on this. Smoke on this. If 2028 adds a zero, we're at 1 million. Shall we look at 2030? Add another zero. That's 10 million. Do you see where I'm getting at, people? Do you see why Bitcoin will eat the world? You're not getting this anywhere else. You're not getting this in bonds. You're not getting this in your real estate investments. You're not getting this in your stocks. You're not getting this guarantee. I know some of you are like, but Oliver. Why do they always hold their hands like this and do their thumbs like that in their head? Oliver. I don't know why, but that's just a thing. Oliver. I know some of you are asking, but Oliver, how can you be sure it's going to continue? We discussed this. How do we know that the dollar will always be printed? More and more and more and more. We know it. How do we know that all fiat currencies go to zero? We know it. This is historical. This is factual. This is not theory. We know that printing won't stop and will get bigger and bigger. That's the nature of the beast. So if printing gets bigger and bigger, Bitcoin gets bigger and bigger. We know the dollar will not stop going down. We know the dollar will not stop being printed, which means we know Bitcoin will not stop going up. But remember, it goes up by many multiples. Why is there a many multiple aspect to this? Because of the limited supply. That's the mathematical guarantee that you always have the multiple. Why will you always have lose $1, gain 18? Lose $1, gain 60. Lose $1, gain 100. It's all over the place, but it's a lot. It's always a lot. Why do we have that multiple? Because the limited supply, the cut of the issuance in half, the actual exponential increase in demand every 4 years. Trust me, guys, 4 years from now, more people will have and use Bitcoin. 4 years from that, more people will have and use Bitcoin. The demand is going up, but the supply is going down, multiple. You see, if the demand and the supply are equal. It's 1-to-1. But you don't have 1-to-1. And you can't change this dynamic. So you will always have a multiple. $1 equals $118. $1 equals $60. $1 equals $30. It's never going to be 1-to-1. Never. And you will probably never see anything less than 20. I'm using 18 as conservative, but you will probably never in your lifetime see less than a 20 multiple with Bitcoin in your whole lifetime. We're at 60 now. We're at 60. Think about that. We're at 60. And we're about to go, I think, to over 100 again. It fluctuates. Just mind you, that multiple fluctuates. But Oliver, I don't get it, Oliver. That's what makes a market, I guess. All right, guys. So, guys, September is the dip we need. And thank goodness we got it. I was starting to get afraid. So, guys, look, from a technical point of view, oversold in September is a plus. Now, I'm not a huge user of these things. This is something I just grabbed that somebody was using. But as you can see, if you look at this indicator called the RSI, we haven't been this low in terms of being oversold since Bitcoin was at 74,000. Now we're oversold at 190. Next we'll be oversold at, 160,000. Then we'll be oversold at 220,000. You understand? These oversold marks will be higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. We were oversold back here in the 50,000s, right? Then we were oversold in the 30,000s. Then we were oversold in the teens. You get my point. It's just straight up if you ignore the jiggles. People get pulled into the jiggles. Now, this is from Mr. Lark, I believe, but I found it a good way to explain this to you. This is the September effect where we are right now. This is 2023. September was down 8%, and it rocked 77% in quarter four. But only because September, but look at the August-September down. You see? The 3-month down effect I showed you, down, then boom. This is September, almost always, guys. September down, 77%. Your real estate's not going to do that. Your bonds are not going to do that. Nothing's going to do that. Bitcoin is the fastest horse in the race. The next year in 2024, September, look at September, but look at your month, your 3 months, your monthly trend here, down. But September is down 18%. And boom, 101% in less than 3 months, quarter four. Why? Because September sets everything off. It's the springboard, people. And do you know how many people are going short here? You know how many people are going short there right now? You know how many people are going short there right now? I even saw a post from one of my guys going short there, and I'm like, what the heck? You know how many people lose faith in September? I actually love them because that's the only way we can buy if someone else is giving the scarcest asset on planet Earth up, right? So I'm glad they have it wrong. It just hurts when one of mine gets it wrong. I don't want you to get it wrong. Now, why, knowing this history, why is everyone freaking out because we're down 8% when we're supposed to be down? I was concerned that we weren't dipping. I was concerned that we weren't squatting. How do you run without squatting? How do you leap without squatting? This squat is a gift. This September dip is not a crash. It's a freaking gift wrapped up in a bow for this every single time. Tell me you understand the September springboard. Please tell me. Tell me you got it. I want to see your faces. Tell me. I want to see it. I'm going to sip coffee until I see it. Tell me you understand the September springboard. Tell me you understand what's next. Tell me you understand what's next for October, November, December. Tell me you understand that September kicks that off virtually every single year. So then what should you be doing? You know. But Oliver, keep your butts to yourself. I don't want to see your butts. Keep your butts to yourself. Keep them covered. This is too important.